as well as our viewers on our YouTube channel. Coach Goff, you got one of your young offensive linemen right to your left. Why don't you go ahead and introduce him?
We do. We got Dustan Criag with us. Dustan is our sophomore starting center. Dustan comes to us from Niles, Michigan. Dustan was a walk-on for us last year, and we looked up halfway through camp, and he was one of our best offensive linemen and earned the starting position as our center. Smart young man, makes all the protection calls for us. As tough as nails, and will fight you to the end, and we're very excited about him. He's basically our quarterback on the offensive line. So, Dustan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Dustan.
Thanks.
So tell us the path that brought you from Buchanan High School to Tiffin University as a walk-on.
Well, I just kind of knew Joe a little bit. He was telling me a little bit about the university and the new coaching staff coming in. He said he was pretty excited about it. Didn't really have any offers from anywhere else, and I wanted to play football in college. Wanted to play D2, and so, I had a lot of D3s that wanted me, but decided to go D2, walk on, and try to earn my way into a program.
Well, sounds like you did earn your way into the program.
He did it pretty fast. He really did.
So what are you studying here at Tiffin University?
I'm double majoring in accounting and finance.
Well, you got some smart kids. It's not our first double major we've had.
Well, I'll tell you what, usually your center is one of the smarter guys in the program, and he has to be.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about your time here at Tiffin University. You're a sophomore.
Yep.
We've only got a couple games left here in your sophomore year. Talk about some of the positives you've taken from this season so far.
Well, I mean, the two wins that we do have so far was really encouraging. The freshman class that we have, has really came in and worked hard, and I think everybody we kind of grown as a team a lot more than what we were last year. And it's going to keep building. Yeah,
they did bring in a very talented freshman class, and you've got a lot of those freshmen playing with you on the
right
offensive
beside
line.
him.
Yeah.
So you got a very young offensive line.
Yeah, very young.
Do you think that your team, your offensive line, took a nice step forward this past week against Ohio Dominican?
Definitely.
It seemed like it from the press box.
Yeah, we played pretty solid as an offensive line. Having two freshmen in there, I know what it was like last year. It's kind of.
Yeah, the speed of the game is
a lot different.
It takes a while for you to catch up with, especially with the offense or defensive line play.
Yeah, definitely. But everybody that we have out there, can come back next year and play for us. So we're looking pretty nice.
Well, and I think our freshmen are they're playing better because of Dustan's leadership there. Really your center really is the quarterback of that offensive line, and I'm sure when guys in the middle of a play have a question about is that my guy or is this my guy, you can see Dustan on film a lot of time pointing people out, so it helps.
Yeah, how is that? Explain that to us a little bit. People who don't know the game very well, that watch football on television or watch it in person, and see that center pointing out. Tell us what you're doing there with your.
Well, I'm just pointing out where everybody's just supposed to go. Calling out the protection for each guard and tackle to go out, and it's kind of
a little bit of a chain of command there. It starts with the center, and by who he's indicating. Sometimes tells us who the guard or tackle have, or sometimes it's going to tell us who the back is responsible for. So literally he makes our quarterback might call the play, but our center directs traffic on where we're protecting and who we're going to work to. And the type of play dictates that sometimes. It might be working front side or back side with the center.
Yeah.
So you always hear offensive linemen, they prefer the run blocking, right? Getting out there and just shooting out somebody, or
I think our offensive line enjoys pass blocking a little bit more because the way we pass block, we set off the ball and everything just kind of happens in front of us. And, I think that's a lot easier than when you're coming off the ball. They're already moving, and you have to adjust to them. You're adjusting to them anyways, but I'm saying you get to see it in front of your face when you're setting back.
What's it like in practice going against guys like we got to talk to here in a little bit, Joe Collar? You got some talented guys on the defensive side that you got to go against in practice every day.
Oh, yeah. It's been fun going against them. Definitely a challenge. We get better every day.
See, I didn't know this, big brother, little brother, relationship between Joe and Dustan. I knew they were both from Michigan, but I really didn't know until right now that, basically Joe helped recruit Dustan here.
Yeah,
But, I guess the story is they wrestled in high school. They're both telling me I think we're either 1-1 or 2-2.
Yeah, we're 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
So they're on a deadlock right there. But
I won the last match though.
Oh, but Joe's got the last talk on the radio, so that could change.
Yeah, no doubt. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So you come to Tiffin University. Joe convinces you to come down here to Tiffin University. What were your initial thoughts when you came down here? You said, "Hey, what was it that made you say I want to be a Dragon?"
Just I saw the coaches come in here. Coach Oliver was here when I first came in here. He was pretty influential to me. Really got me to put in extra work and just learn the playbook as fast as possible. Get me in there, get me reps, and that really helped me out a lot.
What's the thing you need to improve on the most as you work your way through the rest of this year and get ready for your junior and senior year?
Probably footwork. I need to work on my footwork a little bit more, and just being a little bit more communicative. If that's a word.
Is he right?
Yeah, obviously footwork. We always want to get bigger, faster, and stronger, and you always want your offensive line to have better feet. I think one thing Dustin's going to bring to us is a few of the intangibles. A lot of the stuff on and off the field. He already is a little bit of a leadership role for us, but I think this offseason is going to be important for him to kind of grow into that position because he will be one of the oldest on the offensive line, and a lot of the young guys look up to him, and he knows the offense like the back of his hand. And this team right now needs leadership in the worst way, and we got some guys that lead by example, some guys lead by getting in each other's face, and I think Dustin can kind of do both those things.
I was wondering which one do you consider yourself?
It's definitely both. I mean, because I'd like to think that I lead by example, but sometimes we're in game situations, and you got your two freshmen out there. One of them's just kind of hanging their head. They just gave up a sack or something. You gotta get in their face. Hey, step it up.
Play the next play.
Play the next play.
Play the next play. Most important, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. His name is Dustan Criag. He's a sophomore offensive lineman for the Tiffin University Dragons out of Buchanan High School in Niles, Michigan. Got a pretty good challenge coming up this week against a pretty talented defensive line in Ashland.
Yeah. They're a solid defensive line.
Yeah, we on Mondays when we first introduced our opponent to him, so he hadn't got a chance to see a whole lot of film on him yet. But it's pretty much the same defensive line from a year ago. Besides their one technique, who was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks, but they're very talented. They got everybody back. I think they got 6 seniors on their defensive side, and they play really, really hard. And you can look at their record and figure out most of that. They're 9-0. They're going to be top ranked in the country, but hey, we still got to play the game, and you never know what can happen. And I think it's going to be a great challenge for our offensive line. And I know Dustin will have them guys up to that challenge, and it ought to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to the challenge going against one of the top-ranked teams, well, probably the number one team in the GLIAC, one of the top-ranked teams in the country.
Definitely. I mean, there's like Coach Goff tells us all the time, there's no pressure on us. They're supposed to come out and they're supposed to win, but I mean we can. I really believe we can take it to them.
Well, I mean, hey, I preach to them all the time. Upsets happen every weekend.
Yeah.
Why can't it be us?
Yeah.
Now we can't just say that. We got to go do it, and we got to put in the hard work. But we're very capable of winning against a top-ranked opponent like this. So,
Dustin? In your mind, what is it that your team needs to do to get over that hump, to get those big victories over the upper echelon teams?
Well, everybody just has to do their job and worry about their role as a player on the field. Quarterbacks worry about what the quarterback's supposed to do. Offensive line, work as a unit. You just communicate. Everybody does their job. Everything comes together nicely.
Well, we talked about that earlier, Coach. Some plays, just one guy not doing his job can make just everything kind of.
Well, we went over the corrections today with the offense, and I know the defense did too. But I'm in there with the offensive guys, and you can freeze the film and look at this play. This one block right here, and we're still running, or this one catch right here, and that is just we need to focus in a little bit harder on some of those crunch situations and keep the chains moving.
Yeah. Dustin, thank you for joining us. Coach, you got anything else for him?
No. Like I said, he's going to be a leader for us. He's got a lot of football ahead of him. And, the thing I like about Dustin, he's a very smart young man, and he's tough as nails. So we're excited to have him. And, he's just got to keep being that coach on the field for me with those offensive linemen. Dustin, you've seen the improvement from last year to this year. And, you got 2 more years here ahead of you. So best of luck to you, and keep that improvement going. And just work out the positives here the last couple of games of the season. It's hard to believe you only got 2 games left, isn't it?
Yeah, it's flying by.
It has.
Well, his name's Dustan Criag from Buchanan High School in Niles, Michigan. He's a sophomore offensive lineman for the Tiffin University Dragons. And Dustin, once again, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you in your career, too.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
He's Coach, one of your young offensive linemen growing up before your eyes.
Oh, I know. I tell you, I can't believe we're about to finish our 2nd season.
I know.
But we're very excited and very encouraged because we've got young, really good football players. And, that's why, why it's easy to come to work every day and work with these guys, because they want to get better. They're working hard, and they're very talented. We just we got to lock some of these guys in the weight room and let them out when they're juniors and seniors.
Dustin, you got any dirt on Joe before he comes on the show with us?
I know Joe works hard every day, just like everybody else here. He's gonna. I think he'll do all right up here.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and talk to defensive lineman Joe Collard here on the Gary Goff Show. You are listening to the Gary Goff Show on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3, and WTTF.com, as well as our viewers on YouTube as well. We'll be back right after this on the Tiffin University Dragon Football Radio Network.